This info session here at the Life School. I'm so excited to be back with you. And before I dive right into our session today, I would love to share my screen with all of you so we can get to our slides. And yeah, right here. So if you are joining us today, you probably are looking to land more opportunities for speaking, right? You're looking to land free opportunities, paid opportunities, TEDx opportunities, podcasts in your business, because you have realized probably by now that, especially if you're in the service space, speaking and sharing your knowledge, expertise, and sharing yourself and your story with a new audience is not only smart, but it's a very important business operational activity that's going to always constantly expose you not only to your own audience, but also to new audiences that align with the work or the service that you have to offer. So speaking is one of the most powerful ways to market yourself to new people, to new potential prospects, so that you can grow your business. Speaking is also a great way so that you can also develop really high level partnerships with other people that can potentially help you also scale your brand and your business. In today's marketplace, it's so important to be able to scale your brand and build a brand and not just offer your products or your services, because we live in a very mature marketplace where the consumers have access to lots of information and have access to people that are offering similar services to you. So the way that the consumers are making decisions nowadays is definitely different from years past. They want to know that they want to do business with a human, and they want to do business with a brand that's bigger than themselves, that's after a bigger cause, after a bigger mission, after a bigger purpose. And they also want to know that the brand or the company or the person they're doing business with actually aligns with their own personal values. So that's why when it comes to your efforts to be able to scale your business, it's important that you showcase all of those, right? And that's why speaking is a great way to be able to do that. I always say that there's always two ways to serve other people or to help others and share our knowledge, expertise, experience, and gifts, which is through speaking or through writing. And both those channels are really great ways to be able to share what we know and the impact towards other people. And of course, as a byproduct, it will give you more business, it will give you more clients, it will give you the right partnerships so that you are able to grow your business at the next level. So I didn't even introduce myself yet. I'm Ilona Lepari, and what I do is I help companies scale their purpose and profits. And I'm also a multi-author bestseller, and I've been featured in many, many media channels such as CEO Weekly. I've been featured in Disrupt. I've been featured in Entrepreneur. All with the effort to be able to make a difference and create the impact with the work that I am also doing to be able to grow my brand and serve the people that I want to help. In addition to that, I'm also the CEO and founder of the Life School, and here we've built a community of high-level purpose-driven entrepreneurs and CEOs, over 30,000 of them that are really united around a similar mission. They believe in the work that they do. They share similar values. One of the most important values for us is growth and also contribution and connection. So those three values are what we believe inside our community. So when it comes to looking for free paid TEDx podcast weekly opportunities, if you're now thinking, well, I'm a new speaker, haven't spoken yet, or I'm a seasoned speaker, where you might be at the level where you're getting paid for speaking opportunities, It's important to know that. It's important what your purpose around speaking is and where you are in the journey. So that when you are going to speak to new audiences, you have a business model that you've already set up around your speaking side if you're looking for paid speaking opportunities. When it comes to TEDx speaking opportunities, TEDx is the best stage to position yourself as a speaker and also be able to go and participate in their platform with billions or millions of subscribed people and listenership, right? So it's a great audience for you to go to so that you can, again, position yourself and your brand in the highest level for thought leadership. Being a thought leader, especially in the service space, is really, really important because that really helps you stand out from other people. It increases the perception of your brand, which can automatically translate into the increase of your prices, in the perception of value rather than price, where your clients are perceiving you as a high-level authority or thought leader in your space, so that you're also able to attract higher quality clients that also pay for the transformations and see the value in the work that you are actually doing. And then when it comes to podcasts is another great way to have natural conversations on podcasts that have great audiences, where again, you can, share your knowledge and expertise as well, that can again add value to their audience, but have that conversations at least started where you're being introduced to new audiences that did not know you before. This is why these activities in your business are pretty much, just like you do any other income producing activity in your company that's going to add value and increase your profits. All right. So how to position yourself for speaking opportunities, again, depending on where you are in the journey. Just know that just like anything, if you're at the beginning, the best way to start is to exactly do this. Go to free speaking opportunities that can be great for brand building, but also that can build your speaking resume, so to speak, right? Because just like anything, if you're trying to build something, you want to put yourself out there and actually get the experience to do it, right? So if you're at the beginning of your speaking journey, then going to podcasts, going to free speaking opportunities, or even landing a TEDx talk, it's going to be a great way for you to gain the experience and build your momentum with your speaking so that you can then position yourself to speak to one-to-many and become a professional speaker. We can actually charge for you to speak to new audiences. So that's kind of how you build yourself up and position yourself as a speaker, wherever you are in the journey and wherever, wherever phase and stage that you might be in as far as your speaking is concerned. Another thing that I hear very often for companies or owners or entrepreneurs that have a service is they say, well, I'm not a speaker. And I would actually push back on that because, again, if you have a business, you should be speaking about you and the work you do and why it's important to you and how it helps others. So you're pretty much automatically a speaker if you are a business owner. And if you have a service, especially, you could get by with this with a product business because the product is usually the front face of the business. But when it comes to a service, you just unfortunately don't have a choice to not be able to share what you do, why you do it, and add value to other people through that. So you automatically are a speaker, whether you call yourself that or not, or whether you thought of that before or not. So at this point, I would like to share my next slide with you, which would be the way that you can position yourself as a speaker, because this is another important thing that I know will be very helpful when you consider that piece as well. Okay, so here we are. All right. So this is similarly, obviously, I'm just going to share my own speaking page, media, press, and speaking page, which I utilize to be able to apply for speaking opportunities, so to speak. So feel free to get an idea of how you can also structure some of your speaking journey and also position yourself well to become a speaker to new audiences. And you can, again, rinse and repeat this process for your own business, obviously, by, organizing your own business within the same format, or your speaking journey within the same format, so that you can have more of a plug and play system, a copy and paste system when it comes to you, applying to many of these opportunities. So I suggest that this is my speaker page. So pretty much, just saying that this is, welcoming people to the page, right? This is kind of what I do. Your title, your mission, why, speaking is important to you, and sharing value, adding value to new audience is important to you. And then a call to action, meaning, okay, I'm available for in-person or virtual podcast interviews, corporate speaking engagements, keynote presentations. These are all the different channels that you can also put down if you're available to speak in any of these types of facilities or spaces. So let's look and go there. The next thing that you want to put on your speaker page is your speaker reel. This is my speaker reel with a few of the shots of you speaking in different places. If you don't have this, it's something that you can build, especially at the beginning. The more places you speak to, that's why going to speak for free is great at the beginning, because you also can gather content of you speaking before, and you can put all those clips together in a speaker reel. And that's what is, should go on the next one. And then I've put my speaking journey here. And that's all helpful content for someone, which is the audience for speaking or to apply to speaking opportunities is always an event manager, just so you know that, because obviously event managers are the ones that are putting together their events and have their audiences and are looking for speakers. So just so you know who you're actually speaking to, that's pretty helpful. And then it's helpful to have a short media bio and a long media bio. So this will be a bio. And then I usually have a full speaker profile because I've just been at this for a long time. So that's what you can add as well. And then the other part of this is really the expert topics that you could speak about. And this is the part that's going to be important. And a lot of this will go into the forms when you apply for speaking opportunities, because most events will want to have a speaker that aligns with topics based on their themes. And these topics, what I suggest is to list topics that you are comfortable speaking about, but they also connect to the business of the service you offer. So for me, you just clarify who your audience is. And then this is the first one of the first topics. And then it's important when you talk about the speaking topic that you speak about to enter how this actually helps the audience. So what are some key implementation takeaways that the audience can take away? So after each speaking topic, you always have to have the other audience in mind. So you just want to always clarify or articulate what are some of the takeaways that they will walk away with, because a lot of the event managers are looking for these specific takeaways that will add value to their audience. I usually have just 3 speaking topics here that I've spoken about before and I have lots of experience with, that I've also been a keynote speaker. And again, all of these feed into my bigger brand, feed into my bigger, the work that I do on the day-to-day with helping companies scale their purpose and profits. So it should all be aligned with the work you do as well. And then usually for other topics based on maybe podcasts that you can go on, you can always say to the organizer or host that you're always open to adapt your knowledge, expertise, and experience to a topic that might relate to their audience. So you don't, these are great to have, but you can always adapt, obviously, based on your experience, and personalize what you speak on with events and audiences that, as you speak to these, as you land these opportunities. I also have a full descriptions of all of these talks here, so you could do that as well. And then I usually put my free resources and giveaways because every time I go to speak, obviously that's the next step to get people to offer resources to continue the journey with the people that are resonating with what I am speaking about. And then this is just to build obviously social proof and to build proof of my pretty much where I've been before, events I've spoken on, media interviews, other podcasts. I just made a list of some of the most impactful events that I've spoken on. And again, this is an ongoing list. It's okay if you don't have events yet, but that's the point. If you're at the beginning, you just build on this stuff. And that's what the community actually has to offer, so that those opportunities that you land, you can actually build them on your speaker page. And that's it. This is some images based on where I've been featured before. As I was saying, Disrupt, New York Weekly, Famous Times, any obviously publications that have featured you. That's very helpful. And then I also have my media kit here as well. Inside the community, we also have the option to connect you with media opportunities or teach you the process on how to do that. So it's helpful to have a media kit, her media story, my media story in this case, and then request me to speak, like a form, a call to action. And then just approved messages or images, approved images that anyone that is looking to bring you on their events, they can use. And these are just some testimonials, past testimonials based on some of the events that I've spoken before. And that's pretty much it. So this will be the media page. So once you have this built, and again, this is always evolving. By the way, you don't have to have everything perfect or as maybe with so much information as I have, because again, my experience has led me to build on it, and yours will do the same. But you can check out my website right here, lonalaparicoaching.com/media press speaking, and you can get access to this and kind of get a good idea around your own media page so that you build that. And again, that's the beauty of that. You build it once and you're able to rinse and repeat and utilize a lot of that information for when you continuously apply to these opportunities. And then something else we do inside our community, by the way, those opportunities are around 10 new speaking opportunities with new audiences that we post inside the community, in addition to our own community of over 30,000 entrepreneurs and CEOs, where we host weekly, monthly events, and then yearly events, conferences, where you can be a keynote speaker into each of those. And of course, that will also give you more opportunity to build your speaking resume, so to speak, but also build visibility within the community, and then leverage those connections inside those events, inside our community, for strategic partnerships or introductions. Because we all know that when you are mutually introduced, whether it's a personal introduction or an event that you are part of, or an event host introduces you to somebody else, it definitely speeds up the process of trust. Just based on really high percentages, people are more, open to you, and they can even be more open to you for potential client opportunities. Because again, the hardest part, that is the hardest part in the prospecting journey, is to build trust. So that's pretty much skipped when you are being warmly introduced. So we do that inside our community as well. We will warmly introduce you to help you with brand exposure, bigger clients, bigger collaborations, because the community has an audience of over 30,000 seasoned entrepreneurs. They're anywhere from 1 million to 10 million in revenue and sales. And you could just imagine the opportunities that could be there for those high-level introductions as well. All right, so I just want to recap sort of what is inside the community. So again, weekly speaking opportunities all those types of opportunities that I talked about in the first section, over 10 every week. So you'll have around 40 new speaking opportunities every month with your membership. Weekly and monthly speaking events is on our own community, as I spoke about. You also get featured as a guest expert on our top 5% podcast, which is called the Life School Masterclass Show, with downloads of over 50,000 of a high-level audience of seasoned entrepreneurs and CEOs. And you can be featured on our podcast as well as a member. And then inside our global magazine, you'll be featured as our expert, where you can contribute regularly to this quarterly magazine. The magazine comes out every 3 months. And we also will rotate and feature you in the cover of our magazine as well. So these are just some opportunities to pretty much streamline a lot of your speaking and exposing your brand, your thought leadership to new audiences, because these are the most important speaking operational activities that you will really ever need. You'll be able to have everything in one spot. And especially if you have the speaker page, these opportunities are just plug and play. Just fill in your speaker information and you just get these events on your calendar. You don't even need a VA, because it's a very streamlined process where you just have the links and the calendar right there. You just add things to your calendar if you don't have a VA. But of course, if you have a team, then obviously this is just pretty much your PR done for you in your business, and your speaking done for you. You can consider it that kind of department. And then some of the results from our prior members inside the community have been amazing, where they've been able to land speaking opportunities. One of our members landed a $5,000 speaking engagement for a 2-hour workshop inside the community from one of the opportunities. One of them landed a TEDx talk from the opportunities inside the community. Other people have been able to set up really high-level partnerships from these strategic connections inside the community as well, because again, these are already vetted and really high-level individuals and connections that will make you definitely work smart and not hard. And building high-level relationships is really important in our businesses, especially in the service business. So having access to these high-level relationships is really a change maker when it comes to you building your business as well. So in a nutshell, that's what the community has to offer. I would love to have you as a member inside our community. And because I'm very confident with the value jam-packed stuff that's inside the community, that I would love for you to select. We have 2 options. You could do the $97 a month, cancel anytime, and then the $999 a year. And of course, you save $164 a year, and you can pay that in full and, go on your merry way and enjoy the benefits of the community. For the first option, I always recommend, just like anything in business, you want to make sure that you're getting full advantage of the benefits. I would at least try this for 3 months. And if you really obviously don't feel aligned with it and you don't see the value or the benefits, then you can always have the option to cancel anytime. And that's the reason why I use this pricing model for the community, because I know the value and I know what other members are receiving. And plus the fact that I'm always adding new benefits without overwhelming. Because again, our priority, or my priority, is always to add value and to ensure that you're getting a big ROI on your investment, even though this is the lowest risk investment that you ever probably will make in your business. But yeah, so that's kind of what my focus always is. So if you are going with with a yearly package, then I'm also offering a bonus, a free 60-minute high-level strategy business scaling call with me. And that's available for a limited time. So when you get the yearly, you also receive the bonus of a free 60-minute session with me, private session, which is worth $5,000 or more at least. So, if that's an option that you like to take advantage of, that's also very available for you. That's kind of all I have. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for absorbing this information. I hope it was valuable, and I'm looking forward to seeing you